Hi, welcome. Now I'm going to show you what is the difference between row and rows functions. Okay, so what I have here is the row function and rows functions. Row is singular, there is no s, and rows is plural, there is a yes in it. Okay, so what is row function? Row function is it will return if you pass array. Okay, I just put row. Okay, it returns the row number of a reference. That means if you give a reference, it will return what is the row number. Okay, for example, I give the reference as this cell. Okay, so it will return the cell's row number. Okay, you have number 4. Okay, number 4 is what? This one. Okay, why it is number 4? Because it is E4, the cell E4. Okay, so the E4 means it is fourth row and E column. Okay, so the cell sits in a fourth row, so that's why it returns 4. Okay, whereas what is rows function? Rows returns the number of rows in a reference or array, so it will return number of rows in the array. So if you give rows of an array, okay, which is this cell, it will return obviously 1 because there is only one row in it. Okay, for each cell has only one row and one column. Okay, so it is only one row in it. Okay, what happens for this case? Okay, row of reference is this F5. Okay, so what happens is that it returns 5 because it is in the 5th row. Okay, so that's why it returns 5. It is the cell F5. F5 is in the 5th row and F column, so it is the 5th row. Row returns 5. Okay, similarly for a rows function, if you give for this, what happens is that rows, it will return number of rows in the cell. Okay, so I give F5, then it will return obviously only one row in it. Okay, for a set of cells, probably a block or a reference or a range. Okay, so we will apply row function on it. Row of a range. Okay, so it will return 7 because it is the first cell's row number. Okay, the first cell's row number is the leftmost cell. Okay, leftmost and topmost cell's row number, which is nothing but 7. Okay, whereas you use rows function, okay, what happens is that you have for this array, okay, it will tell you number of rows in it. Actually you have 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, 5 rows in it, but this one returns from which cell it starts. Okay, it is in the 7th cell. Okay, so this is the difference between row and rows. Okay, there is another difference is that row function can be written without a reference. Okay, that means it will bring the row number of the cell where you are writing without reference. It will assume it's a current cell. Okay, so you want the row number of current cell, so it is 9. Okay, whereas rows function, if you write without reference, it will say there is a problem in the formula. Okay, because there is a circular reference. Okay, this one doesn't have, okay, it doesn't allow, Excel doesn't allow to check the number of rows in the same cell. Okay, so instead it says there is a problem. Okay, So what we are going to do is, whenever you want the current cells row, you just put a row without reference, row bracket and close bracket. Okay, but you cannot write the same thing in the rows function. You have to give as another range here. Okay, and find out what is happening. Or we will try B9. What happens? 1. You see, so you have to give the, even you want the current cells row, number of rows and number of columns, you have to give B9. Okay, but there is no meaning in getting number of rows and columns in a single cell, because it's already a single cell. So only one row and one column is there. Okay, so this is the difference between the row and rows functions. Whenever you want to find out a range, what is the row number, you use what is the row number, you use the row function. Rows function returns the number of rows. Okay, row function returns only the row number. Okay, what is the number of the row? Okay, that cells it, or the range first cell's row number. Okay, hope this video is helpful to you, and if you like my videos, please subscribe to my channel. The Allen sum button is already there in the channel, in the screen, and also please leave your comments and suggestions, and God bless you.